Welcome to Book Date with You, episode 140, the platform where we recommend the best book to you. And today we have this book, Get Well, Stay Well by Dr. Gemma Newman. And let me introduce to you a little bit about Dr. Gemma. She has been a British family doctor for 20 years, and she is also a member of the British Society of Lifestyle Medicines and a founding member and ambassador for Plant-Based Health Professional UK and Reiki Healer. Her holistic health, nutrition, and lifestyle advice has achieved tremendous results for the patients and as well as numerous others via her Alliance Plant Power Doctor Instagram platform. So let's hear what Joyce have to talk about this book.
Yes, this book, Get Well, Stay Well, Dr. Gemma, over 20 years, that she treated her patient and she come up with the conclusion that she found that that's very clear that three things that affects our health is what we eat impacts our health, how we live impact our health, and what we experience in our lives and how we process it impacts our health. These three main things. And then she actually put in, I love so much about this book. Why? Because all the practical tips that she gives to us in this book is free of charge. When it comes to wellness and health, you actually do not need to spend a lot of money. When it comes to, let's say, you want to go to a very expensive gym, or you want to buy a very high cost supplements, or you want to go to infrared sauna, all these things, it's very, very costly. Instead, what she explained to us in this book is so simple and yet so fundamental. Look at that. As a doctor, diagnosis and treatment is so important, right? It's crucial. But what is even more important is understanding why the person is suffering. So she said about this in this book, food is fundamental, but we are more than what we eat. So it's like always said, we are what we eat. But what she say is we are more than what we eat. So there are many factors that can influence our health. I just want to read through about this from her book is how we breathe, where we live, how much we move, the amount of sunlight and fresh air we feel, the things that we think about, the people that we surround ourselves with, the amount of time we spend laughing and hugging, the movies and the TV shows that we watch, the hobbies that we have, the music that we listen to, the social media feeds we scroll, the books that we enjoy. These are the choices that we make for ourselves every day that can also have a very profound effects on our health and happiness. So look at that. You have a super long list. So she actually make the 6 habits, all right, 6 health habits into the acronym of gloves. Gloves is like, the gloves that you wear on your hand. GLOVES. So G stand for gratitude. So when it comes to gratitude, she mentioned about this one. Death, disappointment, and disasters are fundamental in part of our living. So figuring out how to love with our feelings and learn from them and move through them is one of the struggles in life. So this always a challenge. Me myself, I went through that. It's always challenge. And she actually write down a very practical tips, not tips, exercise in this book, talking about the meaning maker exercise. Meaning maker. So first, you're going to write down the details of the situation that you feel angry or frustrated or hurt or maybe you feel so upset about. And then you write it down, however, wherever you want to, explaining why it bothered you. But when you write down the facts of the situation, include nothing about how you feel. You don't write anything about how you feel. There is nothing about that. And what you think about the situation means or your opinion also no. Just write down the facts. Okay, whether you want to write down or you want to key in your laptop or whatever. For me, I feel like writing down is very, very helpful. So now look at the fact for a moment. Okay, when you write down, look at the fact. Okay, all these things that you write down. Ask yourself this very important question. What meaning would you like to give to this event in your life moving forwards? Meaning, right? What meaning that you would like to give to this event? What do you feel about this event taught you? What could you be grateful for that you now know this experience? You know, when you start to ask yourself the question, you literally will jump into another area thinking about the question, the answer to the question. So answer the right question really will give you such a profound, big path forward to move forward. I don't know about you, Gideon. Do you practice this before the meaning maker exercise?
Um, no, actually, I didn't.
No. Okay, it's fine. From today onwards, if you feel free, you want to just try it out, it's really, really very helpful. Why? Because I tried before. I literally write down pages and pages of the thing that really made me so upset back then.
And you can only do it afterwards, right? I
Yeah.
mean, when you're angry, you cannot write it at the moment, right? You're angry, right? I mean,
Mm,
people are angry, their emotion very high. They cannot just simply talk.
yeah. After you cool down, but whenever you feel possible, you
Yeah.
sit down and write it out. When you write it out, scribble it on a piece of paper. I don't just use one piece, I use a lot of pieces of paper. So I feel the I feel everything I pour out. Okay. And I remember that time I cannot share so much with those around me. So I write it down. And then I also ask this question to myself, which is what meaning would this kind of experience that giving me moving forward? It really can help me to open up a little bit, little by little bit. It doesn't mean that immediately you can change like this, but it can really open up the path. So there's one question I always ask myself back then. I was in pain, very pain. Okay, the pain is not the physical pain. I'm saying that the emotional pain. Okay. So I asked myself, how can I feel grateful when I was so much in pain? It's like kind of normal when you are so much in pain, you will ask yourself this.
Mm.
So Dr. Gemma, she's so kind. She write down in this book. It's like she's saying that pain is one of the universal experiences of being alive. So when you are alive, you'll feel the pain. It's normal. So if you date, you won't feel the pain. So a lot of people start to numb their pain because they don't want to feel the pain. They numb the pain, whether by medication or by whatever they do to numb the pain. But at the same time, you also numb the happiness, the joy. You get what I mean? It's like you numb one side, the other side also numb, which means that you won't feel the happiness in you, right? And then what Dr. Gemma mentioned is don't try to suppress or ignore your pain, or you mask it or you hide it. It will never go away. If you hide it, mask it, what you can do is you choose to make time for the gratitude habit. She actually write down a lot of ways how to practice gratitude. But I will share with you just now is one. It's a meaning maker exercise, which I feel is very, very useful. And then you make time and you make your mind is very conscious, and that really help you to take back the control. The keyword is take back the control. When you feel like you are taking back the control, you will feel you are more in control. You don't feel that pain so much. Okay, so there's one more sentence before I go to another acronym. Is this one. I love it so much. If you experience grief or heartbreak, which mean that you loved and were loved, and that is beautiful. Written by Dr. Gemma. Oh, I say so loving. It's true. When you go through the grief of the heartbreak, it shows and means that you loved and being loved and were loved by someone else. And which is so beautiful to know that. Okay, so now the second one is about love. Love, love. So she has these three different kinds of love, which is the love for yourself, which is the self-acceptance, and also the self-kindness, and then the love for others, and the love for your community. Okay, so when we talk about love, she has this very practical way. I will share only one facet area here is how to love yourself. Okay, so because talking about love, before you're able to love others, you got to love yourself first. You got to know how to love yourself first. So okay, um one very practical way she teach us is talk to yourself. Gideon, do you talk to yourself?
I think maybe not verbally, like talking out, but maybe talking to yourself inside your heart. People will look at you. You have to talk to yourself every time.
Yeah, I love to talk to myself. I literally verbally that. I'm a very verbal person. I don't keep in my, I mean, there's no wrong that you talk to yourself in your mind. Every one of us do talk about it. It's just like for me, I talk to myself. I just talk it out like this. So I don't know why. I just feel like it's good. I feel good because our inner world shapes our outer world and our responses to those people around us. So when we talk about this acceptance, about this acceptance is a form of self-compassion, and self-compassion is a form of love. So when we talk about love ourselves, we need to know self-talk is 100%. You try to imagine like someone um in front of you, like a friend, which is very kind and honest and compassionate. And what if you are having and facing this kind of situation, what this friend that in front of you that is so honest, so kind, so compassionate will going to talk to you? How what she or he will talk to you in your situation. So it's actually like the words of encouragement, how this person holds you accountability, and how honest this person to you. So if your friend in front of you, your friend won't tell you something that which is so harsh, so bad, right? So if this person is so kind, so compassionate, I believe that this person will talk um, a lot more um, kind words, encouraging words to help you to go through this difficult time. So that's the reason why self-talk is so important. Okay, talk to yourself, whether it's like me verbally or like Gideon internally, whichever way you choose. And also, Dr. Gemma mentioned about this having a coach, a guide, or a mentor. That's so helpful for you to get through this situation. All right, this is definitely very priceless. And the next acronym is O, GLO. The O stands for outside. How often do you take a moment to go outside to enjoy the natural world around you? If this question to pose to you, Gideon, how often do you take a moment to go outside to enjoy the natural world around you? I know you have the answer.
How often? I think because I go jogging, so I take the opportunity also to enjoy nature.
Yes. When you go jogging, you go to the nature to go jogging. That's one of the great way, right? So we all know about sunlight. We all love sunlight, right? Sunlight, what sunlight can give us, which vitamin D? I'm going to say
Vitamin D,
right.
vitamin.
Vitamin D. So vitamin D is so crucial as a vitamin and hormone in our body. So it's like so helpful to help us to generate so much different biochemical process in our body. And then I want to talk about sunlight. You know, a lot of people don't know about this, including me back then. It's how to enjoy the sun safely. You know, when we go to enjoy the sun, sometimes we scared that we will get into sunburn or skin cancer or whatever. You know, I'm not a fan of having all the sunblock on my face. But one thing I want to highlight is assign something. This is true science to understand. When talking about light, we have UVA and UVB light, right? So what is the difference between UVA and UVB light? UVA has a longer wavelength and it's associated with skin aging. If you have a saggy skin, it's because of the UVA sunlight. Okay? And then UVA is less intense compared to UVB, which is associated with the skin burning. And then over 90% of the UVA light from the sun is in the form of UVA. All 90% of UV light from the sun is from UVA. And now, UVB light has a shorter wavelength, and then it fluctuates throughout the day and has a shorter wavelength. Now, vitamin D, where we know about, we need vitamin D, right? So now, vitamin D need UVA or UVB light exposure so that our body can synthesize vitamin D. UVA or UVB? You didn't want to give a guess? It's
UVA. I don't know.
the answer is UVB.
Oh, okay.
Our body need UVB, all right, to make and synthesize vitamin D. So when we actually have the UVB rays, the UVB light, is at around 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. Surprise! Like we always thinking that morning sunlight is very good, evening sunlight is very good, but we actually forgot about this. That is why 90% of the population in the world, we are lack of vitamin D, that including me. This is such a big thing because we hike ourselves during the best UVB light that time. So this is the most efficient time to experience most intense UVB rays for vitamin D production. So let's say you have a very pale skin, okay? So you actually only need about, this is true science research, you only need about around 13 minutes, 13 minutes at the midday sunlight 3 times a week is enough to make adequate vitamin D. If you have a darker skin, all right, you may need 30 minutes, which is longer time. Okay, so that is some science between how to enjoy the sun. But okay, come back to some reality. I'm staying in Malaysia, which is almost like everyday sunshine. And then the midday sunlight is super, super hot. Sometimes I can't. I tried. No, I found that I feel like I'm burning there. So at the end of the day, maybe about 11. I tried 11 before, or late about maybe 2 or 3, but I never tried in 12 and 1. I tried and I doesn't make it through. So you have to make sure how you feel. That's important. Yeah, science is science. And we also now need to know where you live, right? And also how you enjoy the process. Okay. So now another one is talking about V, which is vegetable. Simple. Your emotion, your mind, your body are connected and influenced by what you eat and how that you can get more of these crucial nutrients into your daily diet. So immediately after a few seconds, the food get into your mouth, you literally will impact your digestive system and your mood very, very fast. You will never underestimate that. The food, once it touch your tongue, get into your digestive system, you will feel that. Your gut is so incredibly And also our gut, I always love to talk about our gut. Our gut is our second brain. Our gut is the only organ that has its own independent nervous system, and it has networked about 100 million neurons that embedded at the gut wall. So our gut actually talk to our brain more than our brain talk to our gut. So if you want to feel happy, take care of your gut. And then a lot of time we will say about visceral feeling, about, gut feeling, gut, we talk about gut instinct. This is how our gut actually communicate with us. That is what so much important. And in this book, Dr. Gemma mentioned about the good mood food. What are the food that we eat that can really give us a good mood? The food, all those key is about fiber. We take a lot of fiber that can help to nourish our gut. And then the key here is like vitamin B12, folate, vitamin B6, iron, calcium, vitamin D. All this thing is a key, plus protein and also some healthy fats. Okay, so I want to jump to another one, quick one, exercise. Yeah, I know that Gideon jogging a lot, and most of the time, even sometimes raining, he also love to jog. Right, so jogging can be, I mean, to me, I'm curious, why you love jogging?
Mm, I think it's the most comfortable exercise. And then I also like to enjoy nature because I walk in the roadside or in the park. So I also enjoy nature while jogging. And also I think it's a way to bring peace to your mind. That when you jogging, uh, for me, like you can let go of what is inside of your mind, just jogging freely.
Look at that. It's like you're combining your exercise with nature, and that's helped you to relax so much, right? Which is awesome. The type of exercise we do, it's actually not so important than the act of moving. Like, you're giving yourself a chance to jog at the nature, which is at the park. And then that nature give you the sense of relaxation, right? It's not just about the type of exercise that you go through, right? It is the nature, all this thing, and the moving of your body does really help to make you happy, make you relax. You can really can keep you younger, all this thing. Okay, I don't want to go into the all the science in between, but what I want to highlight here is Dr. Gemma mentioned about this. The key is to finding something that you truly, truly enjoy. And then trying something new is a great first step to discovering what works for you. So rather than follow whatever people say, you must do this, you must do that, you go and experiment yourself, find it, right? For me, I don't really like to jog so much. Yes, I can jog, but I don't really like that much. So I can find the other exercise that I love it, right? In another way around. So the last one, gloves. S stand for sleep. We all know sleep is so much important, and sleep there are so many good benefits for us. You will have a better mood, you will have a healthier heart, you will going to have a better weight, optimum weight for yourself. Why? Because research shown that when you deprive your sleep, okay, and that can really alter two hormones that will control our appetite and satiety, which is the ghrelin and leptin. So these two hormones really can make your appetite to become so much, you become very hungry most of the time. We want to eat. So when you don't have enough sleep, which is a poor sleep quality, all right, that you are prone to gain weight, and then you have obesity. And you also will prone to you have less sensitivity to insulin. That actually can get you to have diabetic in the long term. So that's the reason why having a good sleep is so much important, not just for your weight, but also for your brain. If you want to have better concentration, better focus, and happier mood, and then want to get yourself to be able to think clearly, get your immune system up. That is all very important sleep. So, Gideon, come back to you. I'm curious about things. I know that you have a different work time. All right. Your work time starting quite late afternoon until quite midnight. All right. I'm curious that how you transition yourself to sleep, even like you need to work until maybe 1 a.m. in the morning. Like before you transition yourself to sleep, what routine that you do?
Because I do go to the office, so when you are driving back to home, right, you must try to switch your working mode to not working mode or home mode, you know. So I use the time, every time, every second, every minute that you have when you transition from office to home. So when meaning that when I'm driving, so you whatever, right? Music. So I use music like car music, and you can put on some music that can turn off your working mode. Uh, so different people have different kind of music lah, that can turn off for them. So for me, maybe uh classical music, relaxation music, but not to make you sleep while driving. Okay, so just switch your mood. So if you don't have that luxury, maybe some people don't work at home. So try to when you're in the bed, listen to some soothing music.
Okay.
Uh, I even try singing more music. I mean, there's what free on YouTube. You can just type singing more, and then you
Mm,
got singing more music. Try to turn your change your and let your mind relax. I know you cannot immediately turn off your working brain, right? So you have to have a transition period. Try to make that shorter. Don't be like 1 hour, then you don't have enough sleep time.
yes, that's important. The transition period, right?
Yeah.
Whether you work shift or not shift or how, it's like setting a healthy sleep routine is so much important. And what Dr. Gemma mentioned in the book is create a sleep sanctuary, which means that be kind to yourself. You set up like what Gideon mentioned is like the transition time, what he do during the transition time is like he's listening to the relaxation music in a sleeping mode music, whatever way that can help him to relax and transition him into that. So, and I believe that a lot of people will look at their phone, okay, all the blue light that gets get into our brain, which is not good. And then what Dr. Gemma mentioned is like you get yourself put your handphone away, all the electronic devices as much as you can, minimally maybe 30 minutes. The research say it's about 2 hours, but I think sometimes 2 hours can be very difficult, right? Gideon, you agree with me? I find it difficult too for 2 hours because like I'm in the hype of my doing my work, typing out all these things, but you suddenly ask me, no, you're not going to do anything regarding the laptop. So I practice minimum like 30 minutes. And then Dr. Gemma give a very good suggestion is using the old-fashioned alarm clock instead of using the phone as an alarm clock to wake yourself up. I just very curious, how many of you all still use the old-fashioned alarm clock? If you are one of them, you can post your photos of your alarm clock in the comment section below. I'm really, really curious about that. And Gideon, are you using your phone as an alarm clock?
I don't need to use a phone. I have, I
You
just
don't
wake
need.
up like a biological clock.
That is the best ever thing, but I don't okay,
Except for special occasion where you need to wake up earlier.
okay, so great. I still need an alarm clock to wake me up because so I just want to make sure only when I do not need alarm clock is I really have super enough sleep that I will wake up myself. And my super enough sleep is 9 hours. So most of the time I won't have chance to have 9 hours sleep. So my alarm clock. This is how it
Wow,
looks. Okay.
still
Uh
very modern, digital, right?
This is digital. So when you on it, you will set the alarm. You will have the light, like slowly from the dim light to the bright light. Not bright light, it's like brighter and brighter and brighter, the intensity of the light. And then with some soothing music at the background wherever you choose. And then you can choose like, a sea wave, the wave sound or bird chirping, or you can raining sound, whatever you want to choose. So it is a very, very soothing way to wake you up rather than you are using the handphone music that scare you off sometimes. Okay, so that's all for today's sharing. And let me know in the comment section below which tips that I share from Dr. Gemma book. All right, that really give you a aha moment. Okay, and then we will see you in the next episode.